for prop traders. So I'm going to keep this short. I know it's been a long day, and let's get it going. Before we get into it, this presentation is really just for educational purposes only. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I'm not offering any type of trading advice. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. With that being said, part of a very talented, educated, experienced team. Our goal here at Right Line Trading, we've been around for about 14 years now, is to develop innovative trading strategies that provide our members with an edge. What type of edge you may think? Well, the edge we're talking about is being able to determine the future direction of price, and having tools that can automatically get us in and out at the most opportune times. Over the course of the past 14 years, we've built a beautiful community of traders of all skill levels, and I just want to very briefly introduce the members of my team. We have 3 professional traders on staff, Mr. Craig Emery, Mr. David Kushner, and our options trading extraordinaire, Mr. David Wise. We have 2 beautiful equity streams, very profitable equity streams, in futures and stocks and options. Behind the desk here at Right Line Trading is Mr. Brock Miller, who's getting his degree in computer science. We have our software developer, Mr. Sergio Luque Rodriguez. And the owner of Right Line Trading is Mr. Mark Miller, who has his MBA from Cal State. He's also a U.S. Army vet. And what I admire about him the most, he's a man of God. Excellent values, integrity, honesty, transparency. Those core military traits he's brought to the forefront here at Right Line Trading. A little bit about the voice that you hear behind the screen. Well, my name is Rory Powers. I reside in South Florida. I'm a Syracuse University graduate. My passion is trading the financial markets and saltwater fishing. This is a recent fishing trip with Mark Miller, the owner. Sergio and myself went fishing down in the Florida Keys. The 3 of us live down in South Florida, right next to the ocean. This was just last week. We had over a 40-pound bull mahi that we caught, that I caught. I have a small fishing boat down here in South Florida, and I'll tell you that fish, we've been eating mahi, I mean, all week. It reminds me of that Forrest Gump part, the part of the movie of Forrest Gump where they caught so many shrimp. They had shrimp gumbo. We had mahi gumbo, pan-fried mahi, deep-fried mahi, stir-fried mahi. We have mahi coming out of our ears, but delicious fish. And every fisherman has a fish story. My fish story today is about the one that did not get away. My beautiful wife, Christelle, just a blessing from God himself. We've been married for about 9 years now, and God blessed us with 2 beautiful children, 2 little girls, a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. And I'll tell you, sometimes life can be pretty difficult. But knowing that I'm coming home to a beautiful family like this, it makes everything worthwhile. So enough about me. My presentation today is really how to turn, a stressful trading environment. This guy sweating bullets, it reminds me of myself, trying to trade the financial market when, listen, the cards are stacked against us. When we first started trading, we all received these emails in our inbox, and there were many of them saying how easy it was going to be and how fast the money was going to come in. And I couldn't wait to get started. I dove in head first, only to realize that it wasn't as simple as they had all made it out to be. In fact, some of us just aren't going to make it as discretionary traders. And I come with a solution today. If you've blown trading accounts, if you go through prop accounts like it's nobody else's business, and you're at number 1,000 or 500, and you just keep blowing them out, the very definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing again and again and expect a different result. And I'm really talking about myself more than anybody, because I'm a terrible trader. I'm just not cut out for it. But a little bit more about that later. But we have a solution with this fully automated AI leveraged bots that I hope that you'll listen to. The genesis of this AI auto trader was really our lack of consistency in traders. This beautiful professional woman who looks like she's a professional. She's in an office building from the looks of it. And if a picture could say 1,000 words, I'm going to shorten it to 100. She has watched her trading account dwindle to nothing over the course of the last few months. And she's resorted to the old sledgehammer. You see, she's at her bursting point. Ever been there? She's absolutely convinced that there's a conspiracy going on between the market makers, the broker, maybe her prop firm, and they're out to take her money. They're out to drain her bank account. And she's reached the point of no return. And she's ready to burst that monitor with that sledgehammer. And listen, I've had the privilege over the last, I'm on my 12th year here at Right Line Trading. It's amazing when I say that, to hear myself say that. But my job here, my main job here at Right Line Trading is to answer the phones. And it's my favorite job here because I love talking to traders. You see, what I've learned about traders is we are perseverers. You know, we're soldiers. There's very, very few of us. 99% of us are very resilient and steadfast and tenacious. We're fighters and we're overcomers, and we love adversity. And we have a never give up attitude, and that's what I love about traders. But you know, I was here at not Right Line Trading. I was here at Traders Corner, and I listened to a gentleman. His name was Christopher Mullen, and he did a study on human personality traits and whether or not they lend well to being a good disciplined trader. And what he found in the course of his study was that we as humans share about 10 core personality traits to a certain different degree of each one of them. That makes us unique individuals. But to make a long story short, he found that maybe one or two tops of these 10 core personality traits lends well to being a good disciplined trader. You see, the other 8.5 to 9 core personality traits really make decisions based on emotion. Okay, and that's the biggest problem that we traders have. And I'm listen, I'm the biggest perpetrator of over trading and revenge trading. Me, I like to squeeze my stop. The minute I see that P&L start building up, I don't want to give those profits back. And it's like a knee-jerk reaction. I'll move my stop up and I won't give the trade room to mature. The market has a natural ebb and flow, almost like the ocean with the waves and the tides. And you have to give it room to play out. And to squeeze it or make these impulsive decisions that are not based on data but emotions is why I keep blowing my own accounts. Sure, we've also purchased indicators that lag price or lack of proven trading methodology. But listen, it all leads to the same place. And we've all been there before of blowing out our trading account. And this has been the genesis of the AI auto trader. You see, we've narrowed it down to two things that we believe will create trading success. Number one, because we suffer from these human personality traits that sabotage our own trading, ideally we want software that can automatically get us in and out of trades at the most ideal times when risk is at its lowest and our potential for getting a profitable trade is at its highest. Well, number two, not just any bot, Listen, I've bought bots before that could blow an account quicker than you know what. So it's not just any bot we need, but we need a bot that is leveraged by AI. And specifically what I'm talking about are bots that will self-optimize based on the ever-changing market environment, trading environment. Listen, let's face it, we're in a very news-driven market. Throughout the course of the week, except for recently with the government shutdown, but starting up again very shortly, throughout the course of the week, there's these economic news reports that come out and change the trajectory of the trading session in a second. We can go from a choppy, ranging, miserable market to a market that's shooting for the moon or shooting down and trending like crazy. All on an economic news report, an earnings report, a geopolitical unrest. It's a very news-driven market. And these bots that I'm going to be describing today will automatically optimize themselves, okay? That's what the bots in the past were lacking. So stick around. I've really got something special to show you. The benefits from using our AI auto trader, well, it's exactly that. It's going to eliminate human emotion. It's going to dynamically change the inputs. And for prop traders, keeping with the theme of our presentation today, of the presentation on Traders Corner, the prop trading special. For prop traders, we have automation built in of the strategy parameters that will adhere to the guidelines and rules that these prop firms put that we must adhere to. Listen, prop trading is great. I love prop trading. I don't have to risk my own capital. I have the opportunity to use a trade copier and trade 3 accounts or 5 accounts up to 20 accounts at once. How else can you scale like that with not risking any of your own capital? You can get a prop account now for a very nominal fee. So I personally love prop firms. I love it. And I love prop trading. Now the downside, and I think it's only right to mention the downside, is they've put these stringent rules, these consistency rules, and these trailing thresholds and trailing drawdowns and minimum days to trade and maximum this. So they've made something that's extremely difficult. They've made it even more difficult. Okay, so we have coded into our bots parameters that will automatically adhere to these prop trading guidelines. We also have custom templates that are designed to pass evaluations in 1 day. And then we have more conservative bots that are designed to maintain and sustain your funded accounts for your PA accounts. And we're going to be showing how that works in just a moment. So let me run through very quickly. I like to just show, because it's not a black box system. And I like to show the way that we are leveraging artificial intelligence into these bots. This is the actual parameters of the strategy. We have our global parameters. We have a set of indicators that the system leverages that is all based on mathematical modeling. We have beautiful indicators, very powerful, that this system is leveraging. But the way that we're using artificial intelligence is, number one, let me uncheck this box. We have our AI model that is looking at 3 different things. The way the technology works, we have a drone and a bot. They're both bots. We just named one the drone and one the bot. It's a team. They both work as a team. The drone is just what it sounds like. It will trade 23 hours, the entire session. It will have a very ambitious profit target, a very liberal stop, and it will share a database with the bot, and it will tell it 3 things. Number one, it's going to tell it where to put its stop and targets. Well, how does it know where to put its stop and targets? Because what it's looking at is the average true range of the market. It's looking at the maximum adverse excursion, the maximum favorable excursion, and in a millisecond, in a second, it can mathematically put your stop and your profit target in the most ideal location based on the current trading environment. The second thing it's going to look at is your trading hours. Let's say throughout the course of the trading session, it finds in the Asian session that there's an hour or two out of that session that it consistently does well. And then maybe during the London session, there's an hour or two during that session it does well. And the New York Stock Exchange. Well, this system is going to only trade when historically it's profitable. Those other times of the day that it gets shellacked, it's going to sit on its hands. It's not going to trade. And let me tell you something. We've been developing automated bots for a long time here, okay, at Right Line Trading. Our number one mandate is to sidestep the losers. So you ask yourself, well, how do you sidestep the losers? This is one way we do it, okay? And I'm going to show you a few other ways that we do it, because we can make these bots as conservative or as aggressive as we would like. So we have the trading session hours that will self-optimize the position of our stops and targets. And then number 3 is the signal. What the signal means is the trigger. This particular strategy has 4 triggers that will enter a trade: signal A, B, C, and D. This system has a machine learning capability that it will recognize a certain market environment, trading environment, and it knows from its history which trigger works the best. Which trigger is going to find that ebb and flow of the current trading environment to get you in right at the right time. And it's incredible how it works. And it'll learn which signal to take, and it will sidestep those other signals where historically it gets beat. Okay, that's how that self-learning algorithm works. We also have a pattern recognition that we use with our trade management. And let me tell you something, what we've learned is even more important sometimes than how we get into the trade or how the trade is triggered is how we manage the trade. That's where it's won or lost, okay? And I'm going to show you a recording right in about 2 minutes, 1 minute, that shows you the trade management that we've integrated into this beast of an automated system. But what I want to cover first is the pattern recognition. The charts are very geometrical, symmetrical. You know, we use Fibonacci, which really looks at the symmetry of the trading charts. However, there's also candlestick patterns that occur throughout the session again and again and again. This machine learning algorithm will also identify certain candlestick patterns and take an action once it recognizes that pattern. For example, one way we're using it, if we're in a long trade and all of a sudden we get a big, ugly, bearish engulfing candle, well, the system is going to very quickly exit the trade and cut your losers short because it's learned that a reversal is coming. So that candlestick pattern recognition is an integral part of how we cut our losers short. But more importantly, I want to tell you how we let our winners run, because that's what it's all about, is risk to reward. Listen, unless we can trade with an 80 or 90% win rate, and there are people who can do it. David Wise, he's our options trader. He amazes me. He's a magician. You know, I see him do the impossible day in and day out. But for us mortal humans, it's just not doable. So how do we not win 80% of our trades and still be profitable? Well, the answer is it's in our risk to reward ratio. How do we let our winners run and cut our losers short? Okay. The way our trade management works, and I'm setting up a video now. In this current example of this trade management strategy, I'm trading 4 micros, okay? My stop is 60 ticks. My profit, my initial profit target is 100. Now, what we've coded into this is a break even plus or minus. My goal every day is to hit my profit target. In the top of the settings, we could put a profit goal and a loss limit. Let's just say, for argument's sake, our loss limit is 250 and our profit goal is 500. So I'm out of the game once this strategy reaches minus 250, because by design, it's not going to allow me to breach my loss limit. So if my loss limit is 250 in this scenario, I'm done if it's reached. On the flip side, if my profit goal is 500, which is my goal, and once I reach that, I'm also going to be done for the day. And we practice very strict capital preservation. So with this particular ATM strategy, once we get 50 ticks, remember my initial stop is 100. Once we get to 50, we're going to immediately take all the risk off of the trade, and my stop is going to go to plus 10. So once that happens, I can kind of breathe a sigh of relief when my stop jumps up, because now I know for certain I'm not going to take a loser. Okay, but it gets better. If the trade continues to mature into my profit window, is what we call it. In this case, my profit window is 25. My profit target is 100. So if I come within 25 ticks of my profit target, which would put price at plus 75, my stop is going to fly up to 25 ticks behind price, which is going to be plus 250, plus 50, okay, plus 50 ticks. Now I'm into what we call our leapfrog scenario. My stop is at plus 50 ticks, and my profit target is going to start leaping up as this trade matures to the, if it's a long trade, to the upside. So it's going to allow my winning trade to run, all while locking in legs of profit. Remember, these prop firms, if you listen to Jim closely, what they're looking at is they're also, you know, unless you're trading a static account, and the drawdown on those is, I mean, you forget it. They have what they call a trailing threshold, okay? With the trailing threshold, your unrealized gains count against you. So what does that mean if you're managing your trade? You have to simultaneously, if you're going to play a runner, you have to drag your stop continuously so you don't get too much leeway for it to come back on you. Okay, so I just wanted to set up this tape, this video, and this is the leapfrog in action. And you can see that this is full automation. I've triggered into a 30 range on the NASDAQ and a 20 Unirenko on the NASDAQ on the left. I'm in both of these positions simultaneously. And you can see my stop is back at 100 ticks. Now watch what happens to my stop on both of these trades once the trade starts maturing to the downside. Watch how this trade is managed. Now my stop's at plus 10. And as this trade starts to mature, you're going to see the leapfrog. It's going to come into my profit window next, boom, and now it's on my leapfrog. And you're going to see this market. We're in both of these trades. And I'm using Joe's trade copier. And there it goes. And it starts leapfrogging. And now it's trade with very little risk. I'm risking maybe $150 or $200 on the entry. And I have the potential with this leapfrog to make $500, $800, $1,000 on each entry. And that's how we let our winners run. It's all done fully automatic, fully automated. And both of these bots get in on these PA accounts with a potential 6-7 to 1 risk to reward ratio as this thing leapfrogs down. We made $5 grand that week. And this trade was just an absolute monster. And with the way this market has been running, last week we all watched it. There was some huge sell-offs. When the market starts moving like that, these bots can put up numbers like you never dreamt of. So I think you understand what I'm getting at here. You could see how the stop and the profit target continue to mature with the trade. That particular trade, it was a $4,000 trade. And listen, allowing our winners to run over the course of a week, a month, a year, let me tell you something, it makes a tremendous difference on the trajectory of your equity curve. A tremendous difference. So we're cutting our winners short and we're letting our winners run. And that's my biggest weakness as a trader. And I've listened from the people that I speak to on the phones, I'm not alone. It's all of our biggest weakness. So this is just a really a review of what we've covered. We've covered the candlestick pattern recognition. We've covered how the drone will filter out the trading hours that don't do well. To give you a real world example, I'm going to show you the performance of our ES30 range. Let's first take a look at the drone. Remember, the drone is the one trading 23 hours of the day. Okay, this is between September 1st and November 10th. All right, so we're doing about a 2.5 month look back here. The drone on a 2.5 month look back is down 22.65. Now, the bot that is dynamically changing its own inputs, that has turned a losing strategy, a lemon, into lemonade. This bot is up $7,700. That same exact period of time. How does it do it? One way it does it is it filters out the times of the day that it gets killed. It puts the stop and profit target in the right location. It only takes the triggers that do well in the type of trading environment that it's in. And that's really how we're been so successful with this AI auto trader. So we just integrated a brand new release. What trade copier? Somebody asked what trade copier. That was Joel Wise's trade copier. Okay. How often does the drone update? Good question. At every trade. It takes 10 trades. The AI model that we're using is a 10 trade look back, but it puts more weight on the most current trade. We started, years ago, and we had a much longer look back, and we realized from our testing, with this trading environment, you have to have a much shorter look back. So the new release is our AI trading analyst. We're using ChatGPT really to help us decide which bots to trade, when to trade them, which signal to take. This is all running in the background. We call it our ChatGPT trading analyst. And this was released about just under a month ago. And if you decide to come aboard, this is going to be included for free. So I'm going to show you some of our top performing bots. The NQ20 Unirenko has been crushing it. On the micro, from October 1st to November 10th, this bot is up over $3,000. It trades the 20 Unirenko It does a beautiful, beautiful chart. You can see it here. These are the indicators that the system is leveraging. And the 20-unit Renko is a little misleading. It looks like just an average move down here. But remember, a 20-unit Renko is calculated in ticks, not time. And each bar to the downside in this trend to the downside, each bar represents 20 ticks. Okay, so this is actually a big move. It doesn't look big, but it is. But the advantage of this 20-unit Renko is not only does it clear out all the static and make it very smooth, but it also gives us beautiful signals for trading if we want to trade this on a discretionary basis. So the MNQ works on the 20-unit Renko. We have really a nice diversity of not only instruments. We trade very liquid instruments. We trade the NASDAQ, the S&P 500. We trade the Dow. We've diversified into crude oil and gold. And we have not only a diversity of instruments, but also of data series or time frames that we trade them on. And the system is going to learn and advise you and tell you which bot to trade. Everything is done on data-driven decisions. There's no emotions. This is all numbers, okay? The moneymaker, our 30 range on the E-mini has some of our most powerful bots. The NASDAQ and the E-mini are really our 1-2 punch. Gold is a very valuable tool to have in the toolbox. Although it's not our most consistent bot, there are times that it's the best and most profitable bot. And when we run into those periods, we always can transition and use that as our leader account. So these bots are whichever ones perform the best and they have the most profits. Those are the ones that our trade analyst recommends that we use as our leader accounts to trade our prop accounts. This ES30 moneymaker is up about 3,600, trading one contract from September 1st to November 10th. This is not a back test. This is all trades taken on a live market. Our ES30 Starbot is up over $7,000 from September 1st to November 10th. We have some bots. Listen, most vendors would be ecstatic to have one profitable bot. We have several. And there's only one reason why we have several, and that's the AI integration. I get a lot of people ask us that have been following us for years, Rory, what would you say why are you guys having so much success now? And the reason is it's this AI integration. AI, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that we're in the midst of an AI revolution. And it's working its way into every sector of our economy. It makes everything more efficient. For prop traders, I like to refer to this as prop trading on steroids. For example, we have custom templates that will allow you to pass an evaluation in just one day on one trade. We call them our one-day pass templates. Our one-day pass templates, just to give you an idea, real-world numbers, our ES30 range going back to March 30th to November 14th, the profitable rate of this bot is at 55%. Now listen, I answer the phones here. This is a one trade pass or fail. This is one of our better, most consistent ones at 55% success rate. I answer the phones here. I like to under promise and over deliver. Okay. One thing I can't stand is if somebody calls me and they're upset, and they're upset about maybe something I said or it didn't work as planned. So I'd like to under promise, and I always say 33%. These one-day pass templates, if you buy three, statistically, you buy three evaluations, one of them is very likely to pass. Nothing in trading is guaranteed, okay? And you know that. And I know that. So if anybody tells you differently, they're lying to you, which means you can lose 3 in a row. You can win 3 in a row. All I'm saying here is statistically, if you look at the numbers, if you play these one-day passes, it's 1 out of 3 will pass the evaluation, okay? Obviously, that's not a statistic that's sustainable. I mean, that's not a strategy that's sustainable. Once we pass the evaluation, we pivot to a much more conservative strategy, okay? Over the course of this year, I've traded 3 accounts on YouTube, and we trade this system every morning, Monday through Friday, live on YouTube. From January 15th to November 14th, I was at $43,000 in profits trading these 3 accounts. And believe me, it's not because I'm a good trader. In fact, in spite of myself, I was able to make this kind of money. Never in my trading career have I ever strung together 10 or 11 months with that type of equity curve. And believe me, without these AI bots, there's no way in the world that I could have done it. And it's not just me doing well. Many of our members, countless members of our team, have all gotten payouts using these bots. That's always a very common question, is can we get payouts? The answer is yes. Okay, I've got a great Black Friday special. Listen, I think I've got a special that I really want to urge you to take advantage of, because it's the lowest price that we've ever offered and probably will ever offer. What comes with the offer is unlimited VIP support. If you need support, we do not only a white glove installation, but ongoing support that we provide for our members. In this special offer, you're going to receive the new AI Trading Analyst. The AI Trading Analyst is a ChatGPT integration. Where we're headed with this, so you know, is something that's going to be groundbreaking. We're actually in collaboration with a world-renowned AI lab, and we're almost at the end of releasing the next stage of this. And what the next stage will be is, you see, large institutions, what they're using AI algos for is they use AI to monitor the economic news reports, the earnings reports. They have different sites that they use as endpoints that they're leveraging this ChatGPT at. We've built an API that has about 7 different endpoints to different websites, social media, news reports, and your NinjaTrader database. And it forms a closed loop system. Okay, right now our trading analyst that you'll get today, we upload right out of NinjaTrader, we upload our trade performance, and we ask that the trading agent will tell us which bot and when to trade, which signal. It'll give you any information you want to know about the data, and it'll do it in milliseconds. Where we're headed is this is going to automatically, on a closed loop system, meaning we will not have to upload anything to it. It's going to be connected. ChatGPT has a way of connecting to outside sites, and those are our endpoints. Without going too deep into the minutia, it's going to be able to make context-aware decisions based on the data that it's receiving from 7 different endpoints, whether an earnings report was a hit or miss, whether an economic news report was a hit or miss. And it's going to put into motion, based on the results of those reports, a trade for you, just like the large institutions and hedge funds. That's how they're leveraging AI, and that's how you will be too with this system. It's groundbreaking, that what we're getting set to release. You'll be trading with us every morning, God willing. On YouTube, we trade the system every morning at 9:15. You don't pay a penny to come see it. We trade in real time. You see which bots we're trading. On our prop accounts, you see you can ask questions and trade it along with us. All of the prop trading templates are included in my special offer. This is the full Monty. This comes with all of the chart templates, the strategy templates, the prop trading templates, the ChatGPT analyst. Everything comes included with this Black Friday special. So the special is, it comes in 3 different membership types. We have the monthly, the annual, and the lifetime. The monthly membership is going to be $4.99 per month. $4.99 per month. The annual membership, this is really where the value kicks in, is going to be down almost a 70% savings to $9.99 for the entire year. So you're going to get the full portfolio of bots, trade it with us live every morning on YouTube, and it's going to be $9.99 for the entire year. Okay, if we break that down, and it is billed in one payment of $9.99. I've done this before, and someone says, well, I want to pay the $83 a month, but that's not how it works. It's billed once a year at $9.99. However, I want to break it down to where if you broke it down to a monthly payment, which is not available at this price, but if you divide it by 12, it's $83 a month. 83 bucks a month. Okay, you're going to have the most powerful bots out there. I'm telling you. Trade it with us, have ongoing tech support, and be part of a community of traders that we just have a beautiful family, is what we consider you as our family of traders in our Discord chat. If you want to go all in, this is the time to do it with the one-time payment. It's really our best value. Normally it's about $5,000. However, what we're doing for Black Friday is it's being discounted not only to $24.99, but there's an extra coupon code now that we've put on our website that I'll show you. With coupon code, and let me send the link in. With coupon code SAVE, where is it? Oh, I'm sorry, 500 off. With coupon code 500 off, it's going to come down to $19.99 for the lifetime. $19.99 for the lifetime. $9.99 for the annual. $4.99 for the monthly. We do accept PayPal as a payment option at checkout. PayPal has that PayPal later feature. If you qualify, you could pay over 6 months with no interest. I love it. I love PayPal credit. I just bought some airline tickets. It goes without saying, you're not paying interest. Let me see if I can answer just a couple of quick questions. We do, Christian. Christian asked a great question. So I left off at Todd. Todd asked, how often does the drone update the bot? Every trade. They're sharing a database. It has our AI model is a 10 trade look back with more weight given to the more recent trades. Does this bot's approved by prop firms? Great question, Mohammed. Very good. The reason why it is 2 reasons why. It's not a high frequency trader. It's not one of those black box systems. They refer to this as a semi-automated strategy. Why? Because you as the trader, these all come in pre-formatted templates. All of the strategy templates. I see one of the questions from Christian was, do you provide ready-to-trade templates? The answer is yes. We are going to give you professionally optimized templates that are pre-formatted. In the pre-formatted templates, all of the values are all put in. The only thing that you would customize is your daily profit loss limit and daily profit goal, which would be dependent on your risk tolerance. And on your onboarding, we do about 3 different calls with you. We help you with all of this. It's very simple. Don't worry. But my point is the reason they do not consider this a fully automated system is because you as the trader have the ability to put the conditions of the entry. You see, the conditions of the entry I mentioned earlier, we can make this as conservative or aggressive as we want. These are just perfect the way the market environment is now, okay? They will change as the market conditions, change. But because you do have the ability to come in here and set the conditions and the trigger for the trade, and once the trade is executed, your stop and your profit target are projected on your chart. If you remember on my YouTube video, you saw as that trade matured, my stop and my profit target were projected on my chart. So if I wanted to manually slide them, I could. I'm always in control. I could hit the close the trade on my chart trader. I could drag my stop. I could do whatever I want to intervene on these bots. Okay, it's not a black box. So we do provide ready to trade templates. Eric, some of the members of our community are trading Apex, Take Profit, Buell Knox, to name a few. There's several of them that they're using with these bots. Personally, I'm using Apex personally. Naomi, thank you for joining us. Naomi asks, are these bots in Leapfrog only able to be used on Ninja desktop? Yes, the desktop app, Naomi, not the web version. Ninja Trader desktop app. Good question. This system requires 2 things, Ninja Trader 8 and a live data feed. Any prop firm that supports Ninja Trader, whether it be with Rhythmic or Trade of 8, we can establish a connection on Ninja Trader 8, and that would provide you the ability to trade this system. No other trading platforms, only Ninja Trader 8. Now, listen, Jim brought up, if you remember Jim Simmons, a great presentation. He brought up the ETP trade copier. The ETP trade copier gives you a solution that makes your copying trades platform independent. Okay, so you can use that copier and copy trades from any platform. So what are the prop accounts you offer? We're not offering prop accounts. We're offering these bots that will trade your prop accounts, Nilesh. Hi, Abby. Give me a call. Abby, put your name and number in. Abby's a legacy client. I know Abby for, oh my God. I don't want to say how long, it'll show our age. What are the specs? The specs on the, Eric asked, which is also a very valid question, because really that's the secret to success. We talked about having the proper tool set. If we want to get any job done correctly, we want to, we discussed, we want automation because as humans, we make mistakes. I like to refer to them as stepping on banana peels. And ideally, we need bots that can get us in and out, and we have to trade on a computer that's strong enough, right? Because of latency and lag. And by the way, part of our onboarding, we have what's called the lagometer. Our lagometer ensures that price is really where it shows on your chart, or the system will not take a trade. So to answer your question, I said all of that to tell you this. We recommend an i9 or newer, okay? i9 processor or newer with at least 16 gigabytes of RAM, okay? If you have that, and you're not somebody who likes to keep a million, tabs on your browser open and have 3 different trading platforms up, you're going to do just fine with this. However, if we find for any reason, some people live in remote areas or in parts of the world that, or they travel, that they just get a weak Wi-Fi signal, we can always transition you to a VPS, okay, for a very nominal fee. If your computer doesn't have the specs, if your Wi-Fi is not strong, I think it's like 60 or 70 bucks a month. Now, listen, if anybody has a question, please put your name and your number in the chat box. Nobody else can see it, just me. There's like 300 people here today, and there's a lot of questions. I'll be around tomorrow. I know it's been a long day today, but in the afternoon, I'll be available to give you a call. I know it's Sunday. I'll try to get through a few more questions. But please put your name and your number. Only Anthony and I can see it, and Anthony seems like a really nice guy. I don't think he's going to call and make crank calls. Of course. Somebody asked, can we, Valentino? Of course, absolutely. On our YouTube channel, you're always welcome. We encourage you to come check us out. Really, what distinguishes Right Line Trading from our competitors is our transparency. I started off by saying that the owner, has brought the core military values to everything we do here: honesty, transparency, integrity. We are one of the few vendors that trades their system live on YouTube every morning. If you go to our YouTube channel, there's a tab called, you'll click on the live tab, and you can see every trading session for the past year. They're all recorded. If we have a bad day trading, there's no hiding from it, okay? But yes, you can always come here and log right into our live streams. We do the AI every morning at 9:15. We go to about 10:30, 11. And then David Wise, who's our options guru. He's a mastermind at trading options. If you're an options trader, check him out. Do yourself a favor. But listen, what I'm so excited about is not only where we're headed with this, but it's not only us getting the results that I'm showing you. We have members like Judy, who's traveling the world. She brings a portable trade station, joins us every morning. Getting payouts on her funded accounts with these bots. We have Simon from across the pond. I always get questions. Hey, I'm in the UK. Can I trade it? The answer is yes. No, regardless of where you are in the world, these bots will run. They're hard coded in the strategy parameters for Eastern New York time. Limit up. Look at these numbers that these people are making. Trading just one session. You look at these numbers, you think it's over a week or a month. This is what these people are making in one day. When we got those emails, I alluded to those emails earlier, how they said how much money we'd be making, and sure enough, this is the closest thing I've seen to that come true. We have a member, Ron N, happens to be a Vietnam vet. Ron, if you listen to this video, thank you for your service and God bless you. But he made 10 grand trading our gold bots. Judy does very well trading our gold bots. 10 grand when Trump first announced the tariffs, with all the uncertainty, gold was going crazy. Gold doubled in price in the last 12 months. So listen, gold has its moments. Suzanne is a leader of our trading community. She is so willing to lend a helping hand to our new members. That's why I said she trades take profit. That's why I said when you come aboard with Right Line, you're coming into our trading family. We're here to build a long-term relationship, not for a one-time, get your order and run. We want you to tell your friends and relatives. We want to establish a long-lasting win-win relationship. And we do trade every morning on YouTube. So that's my special offer. I want to thank everybody for their time. You don't see the leapfrog? You didn't see the video, Hector? I will, Mohammed. If you can, please allow me to call you tomorrow. I have my wife and my kids. We're gonna go have dinner. But I will be happy to call you. We'll go to church in the morning, and after we get back, I'll call anybody who leaves their number. I will give you a call. So please put your name and number. The reason I'm so excited, and let me finish my thought. You know, if you guys have, if this is your first time that you've ever heard me, my passion is trading. I mean, I eat, live, breathe, sleep, eat everything trading for the past 12 years. You know, I'm somebody that works 60-hour weeks, 6 hours a day, and I bend over backwards to try to help our community of traders and try to better the products that we produce. But in the 12 years that I've been here, for $9.99 for the whole year and knowing what we're delivering, I'm telling you, take advantage of this. You'll become a believer, I assure you. And if you want to upgrade to the lifetime, you know, we'll definitely give you credit for what you paid. But $9.99, my goodness, it's 83 bucks a month. So I want to end by saying this. First, the holiday seasons are coming, and I'm a family man, so I want to wish you and your family a blessed holiday season. Can you believe we're already at Thanksgiving? My goodness, the days are long, but the years fly by, right? And I hope everybody has a blessed weekend. I want to end by saying that I come with a message of hope. I'm somebody that blew out more trading accounts than I can count. I would go to bed at night talking to myself. I'm not kidding you, because it was so frustrating to blow out another account. I worked for a trading company, and I couldn't trade for the life of me. In fact, I'm probably the world's worst trader. But this system has provided me a viable path to profitability. And I honestly believe that it can do the same for you. So I hope you take me up on your offer. Anthony,